George, great to meet you. Dwayne, thank you for a great week. Jamie, thank you for coming here. Okay, our page is gone, that's okay. We are introducing Beck.
I'm a footwear designer, Rebecca Shear.
Catalina Delgado, color and material designer.
And I'm Josh King, the brand manager. Proud to present Electris. It's the year 2020. We're in Seoul, South Korea. And Jamie, we've done something different for you. We've created the Jamie Chung Electric Nighttime Marathon. Yeah. So it's not just your average marathon either. We've liked to incorporate a lot of course engagement. So we have beams spread out through the entirety of the course. It's going to project animated graphics and messages of support amongst the surrounding buildings. So I've had enough freeze. So you get, as honorary guest at your own marathon, you get to start at the front of your pack, at the front of the pack. The energy is amazing. You looked over, there are 20,000 registered runners at your event. You feel their energy. You feel their ambience because they're there. They're there to push you on your first marathon. You look over to the start tower and you see the announcer really hyping up the audience. The atmosphere has turned electrifying, and all of a sudden, the starter's gun has commenced. You're leaping forward. You're engaged. We also have robotics as well, high five robotics. You're high fiving. It's engaged all the way. So the streets, the electric streets of Seoul have now become your playground, because running was always just a sense of relief. But now it's really about capturing and motivating you to experience your first ever marathon. However, that's not it. You haven't reached the goals yet. At the 18 mark, you look around and you notice fatigue amongst your fellow runners. You notice trauma in their legs. They're limping. But you look down and your legs are still fresh. And you think to yourself, wow, the Electris is stunning. What is in here? Fortunately, thanks to your subconscious thoughts, we have Beck here, our footwear designer, to run through the benefits of the Electris. Thank you, Beck.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. So I want you guys to remember the last time you were running and your muscle kind of almost seized up, cramped, and became into a knot. Like, runners typically not that flexible. Like, we need it to be where we are flexible, and we need to make it sure that our muscles can also have that energy flow and have that blood. So coming from this, you spend an hour afterwards just trying to rebuild the damage that you just brought onto your body. But why not bring that therapy into the shoe? Why not just bring it into the mid-cycle of it? Relieve it. Instead of reacting, act. So from there, we focused in on electric therapy, and it's the pulse. So with the pulse, you can have the energize of the oxygen going through your bloodstream, and then that reduces the lactic acid and the buildup of it. That enhances just your recovery time, muscle buildup, and makes it so that your muscles relax rather than contract too much. So from there, going into ideation, we started, like most people, with the low-cut shoe. And then we were like, why would we not bring the shoe up? The entire leg has its own problems, its own injuries, the hip flexors, it tightens, or just the back of the hamstring. So we built it up into a pant. And it's the pant shoe, per se, but this actually allows the pulse of it to resonate all the way up your leg. It allows it to hit the key target markets. And from this, I mapped out the nervous system, but the main one of the leg. And in it, I overlaid it with the key points of where the muscle usually gets too tense, where the injury really occurs. And what was amazing about that was that it mapped out perfectly. Like, each of them mirrored each other. And from there, it was a roadmap almost. And the 3 stripes go up, but this is exactly where the pulse will resonate in the shoe. So it's in this area that with the low frequency, about 12 hertz, it will make it so that it gives you that buildup, and then it will give you the blood flow that you need. And from here, we have the shoe, but it's 2020. We want it so that it's self-generating. We found a material that our CM will talk about, but with the impact, it actually recognizes it, and it records your mechanical energy, and it transfers it into the electric energy, and it's powering you through. But what's great about this is that the more output you bring, the faster the pulse. That's the buildup of the lactic acid. So it's acting with you and making sure that it helps you on your journey. And then also with the, with the heel counter and also the toe box, we want it so that it's thick, but it doesn't show. So in our minds, the threading will actually get thicker in those areas. To talk more about this, our CM, Catalina, will.
Thanks, Rebecca. So as a color inspiration, we were thinking about the future and we realized that we always think on black and white as colors of the future. And as we know, we like to take risks, so we think about color and how to express it on our design. So we were thinking about the neurons and the synapses on the brain, and we find those amazing images about how the energy is shown and the colors we have. So we choose this purple light, the green from the 3D, the 4D outsole, and finally this orange. So we begin with the materials. First, we have the outsole of the 4D printing. Then we have a layer of ribbons, nano ribbons embedded in silicone. So there we have, when you flex the foot, you can have the energy that's going to be all over the pant. Then you have the 3D printed outsole we made for simulate different points of the bottom of the foot. So you can have like relief tension and also like simulate the pulse. And then we have like a layer of bottom, so you can have a cushioning. And then we have this, we find this beautiful and marvelous like material that is like carbon fiber but flexible. It helps with performance. It allows us to have a structure, but at the same time it's very flexible. And then we have our hero material, the texture polymer, that allows to conduct all the energy in a way of pulse all over the 3 stripes all over the pant and the shoe. And finally, we have the mesh that is all over the pant, and it's very like breathable and flexible. And finally, we have like these areas that can allow you to breathe, and it'll be more comfortable. As we know, you like fashion as we do. We think that only one colorway wasn't enough for you because you like fashion, you like to change every day, so we are proposing different colorways. And we didn't want to use black or white, so we wanted to do something different. Now Josh is going to.
Thank you, Catalina. What a fantastic insight. Jamie, you can see the finish line within sight. You hear the crowd get louder. There's beaming animation saying, come on, Jamie, you can do this, as you look to your left and right on course. You're almost there. You're moments away. And just like that, you've crossed the finish line. You've done it. This is your moment. This is what champions are all about. Thank you. Oh.